different stocks that have unusual option activity. Let's go. The disclaimer says that our services and educational products provide information which we believe is accurate. It's also stating that this is not to serve as investment advice. This is educational and informational only, full stop. Intellectual property rights. Yes, we have registered marks, trademarks, patents, and copyrights on most of what you're about to see. I hope you share it with as many of your friends as you like, but please ask us before you post anything that you see here. We realize that many of you like to discuss these trades with your friends, and we certainly appreciate that. Please make sure to cite Market Rebellion, and if you're going to present it in a bigger forum, please ask us prior. Thank you. So there's my friend Scott Wapner. Unfortunately, Scott was not able to host halftime today. Tyler Matheson did, though, and he did a great job with my brother Pete. But yesterday, that's Tom, that's not Tyler, that is Scott Wapner, as we were ready to talk about Tractor Supply. And as I told you yesterday, if you saw our show, I was talking about that trade. Even though they were buying the 155 calls in Tractor Supply, that's a big jump. Now, not a Tesla or Apple-like jump, but it's a big jump. So what I said was, we need to put on something closer to the money. So I bought the 150 calls and sold the 152.50 calls. Paid a net of 70 cents. And as you could see from right there on the screen, that's where it was throughout most of the day yesterday. We were able to trade that for 70 cents. And in fact, they closed pretty near those prices. Today, however, as the stock moved higher, we were able to take it off for $1.40. We doubled our money. So if you were like me and you put on a 100 lot, then you paid $7,000 for something you were able to sell today for $14,000. And as you can see, the prices, $3.40, call it against paying as much as $2 on the other side, would be $1.40. So in other words, there was plenty of room for you to do a lot better than just $1.40, but that's what I did. I took off 75%. Now, some of you might be saying, John, why did you take off 75%? I thought you only take off 50% on these moves. Well, several reasons, not the least of which is when theta is this high, when time decay is this fast, when we're talking about something that's only going to be trading for 3 more days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's why. I want to take as much of that money off the table, put it in my pocket where it belongs, and then see if on that other 25% if we can get another pop. We still might, and I'll be happy to ring the register on that and say, boy, I was a little too greedy yesterday. But if we start pulling back, I'll be very happy that I took that money off the table. Bang! You want to learn more about spreading and things like that? Go to marketrebellion.com/get started, because that's what we can teach you. Spreads, we can teach you about time decay, which is theta, vega, which is volatility, gamma, which is the rate of change. We can teach you about all of that. Now, you don't need to put on all kinds of complicated positions to be able to make money in the market, folks. But we can show you how you can take your exposure down while making your odds much higher than just buying the stock. We can teach you that. We do that on a daily basis, and you can do it distance learning, meaning that you don't have to be waiting around for a class. You can do it at your own time frame. If you're somebody who likes to do that early in the morning, late at night, whenever, you can do that, because these are all recorded classes. And then, of course, you're welcome to join live as well, but we make it as easy as possible for you to learn and become a better investor. Go to marketrebellion.com/get started. All right, let's take a look at Netflix. Netflix, why? Because Pete talked about it. 6,600 of the 4th of September expiration, 560 calls. So those are $12 out of the money. You need to be aware of that. and they were trading from $4.50 to $7 roughly. That, my friends, is also very high theta, time decay. You've got 3 days to be right in this one. So we saw that at 11:03 Central Time. There is the stock moving to 550 from 548. In other words, $2. Not a huge move for Netflix, but the stock has moved $21 so far today. So again, just $2 higher than when we cited the activity. Stock's making a 4% move today. Whoops. I thought I had a different slide to show you. I guess I don't. But I think you want to be watching this one closely. I am in calls in Netflix, but as you might imagine, I'm not in the 560s. I'm in a spread. Let's take a look at the second of our 3 at 3, Smith & Wesson, SWBI. And yeah, I know I usually go bang, bang. I'll try not to use that phrase during this one because, of course, it's a gun manufacturer. Now, we see 2,500 of the September, regular September, 2250 calls trading very actively from $1 to $1.80. That means each and every one of those was either $100 up to $180. Well, earnings are going to be the 3rd of September. Now, that September timeframe catches those earnings because those earnings will be will be on Thursday this week. So we will catch that with these, but the fact that they wanted that much time in this one isn't because they were being shrewd. It's because there aren't weekly options for Smith & Wesson. So some calls, some puts have weeklies. This particular name does not. So that's why we're in the regular September options. There is our regular September, as you see on the left side of the screen, 9/1, today's date. SWBI, the symbol for Smith & Wesson. Look at the 20s and 2250s. 6,600 of one, 4,200, call it, of the other, and then 25s all the way up to the 30 strike. Sadly, folks, a lot of the activity right now is because of the violence that we've seen on the streets. We all know that. I'm not going to hammer you with it. Just going to say that there has never been a bigger impetus, a bigger catalyst for a gun manufacturer like Smith & Wesson than to see the police fall back because mayors won't let them do their jobs, and citizens panic about who's going to protect them if indeed the mobs come for them. You see Washington, D.C., Portland, Seattle, my city, Chicago, my former city, Minneapolis, San Francisco, Oakland, New York. You get the idea. Los Angeles. There's a lot of bad going on. A lot of bad is usually good for gold, and it's usually good for gun stocks. So there you see strong activity there, and take a look at that move today. Smith & Wesson brands moving up $3.64, obviously up a lot from 1980. It's up $2 from there, $2.10 to $21.90. Bam! Almost said it. You get the idea. We see some nice gains already in our calls here today. Let's take a look at our third of our 3 at 3. And here's, by the way, one way that you could play that. If you were somebody who got into these calls for $1.80, for instance, let's say you paid the high. You paid $1.80 when the stock was $19.80. Well, take a look at where those calls have gone. The 20s have gone to $3.80. The 2250s have gone to $2.70. Nice move. You can figure some nice spreads if you're me, or if you're you and you've actually learned how to do this. You can see how you can take your risk down rather than assuming more risk. You can take less risk and have better reward, better hockey stick sort of returns if you understand option spreading. Last one, Pete covered it on the halftime report. TSM, he also covered Netflix, but he also covered Taiwan Semiconductor. before 10 o'clock this morning, Central Time, Taiwan Semi, we saw the 4th of September, again, very fast time decay in these options. The 83 calls, changing hands very aggressively. 35 cents, they doubled to 73 cents, like that, they doubled. So we decided we got to be in these. We followed the activity. There is the 83 call activity. Note that it is no longer 4,800. It is instead 13,000. Thank you, Robin Hoodsters, for joining us. 13,000 of those calls, the 83 strike calls, actively traded. So as the stock did this, moved through 81.30. Where was it earlier? As you saw, 80.73. So in other words, instead of 80.73, 81.30, it's making that move higher. Look, it filled that gap. See that gap down August 31st, the 28th of August to the 31st. See that gap down? Well, now you're seeing it gapping and filling that gap today, from yesterday's close to today, gapping up. And we're in this trade as well. So I've described 3 trades for you, my friends. Netflix, Taiwan Semi, and Smith & Wesson brands. We've given you all 3 today. Before I let you go, I got to tell you, unusual option activity. We see north of 20 trades a day that we put on. I flip on and off many of these trades throughout the day, sometimes even during the halftime report. I encourage you to check it out by going to marketrebellion.com/UOA or marketrebellion.com. Get started. Either of those will put you in the right place to learn more about what we do. And remember, we have 20 trades a day on our UOA service, the Elite service. We've got 1 trade a day. We've got 1 trade a week. We've got Pete's cash flow portfolio, big dividend stocks enhanced with some call sales against them. You can learn about all that at marketrebellion.com. Thank you for joining me, folks. I hope you have a great day, and I encourage you to join us tomorrow. Thank you.